Can you get a good smartphone gimbal for under $100? Today we're gonna find out. What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Feiyu Reviews YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan Nelson and today I have a smartphone gimbal that you can get for under $100 that has completely impressed me. Today I'm going to give you my honest thoughts about this product, real world, unbiased review on the good and the bad, and ultimately whether or not you should pick one of these up and who this is intended for. If you're new here, I'd love to earn your subscription, like the video, but let's not waste any more time talking about that and get to talking about this Feiyu Tech Vlog Pocket smartphone gimbal. So for those of you that have never used a gimbal before, a quick intro to what they are. All a gimbal is a stabilizer for your camera. It allows you to hold the camera in 3 motors on 3 different axes. Will make sure that your camera stays centered with the horizon and pointing in a certain location no matter where you move your arm, and we'll demonstrate that in a little bit. This is going to help you get those cinematic shots when you're moving or following someone in an action scene, or maybe just doing a stationary glide by a product, and it helps you smooth out those movements even more than your camera's stabilization can do. Gimbals, even for smartphones, used to be over $200. They used to be a lot more expensive to get into. The technology has become more cheap and easy to produce, and so gimbals like this have come down in cost below the $100 mark. Now, there are name brand gimbals that you can buy. They're still over $100 or over $200. There's always going to be more expensive products, but I want to know, can you get a quality gimbal that'll help you film better videos for under $100? I shot a quick unboxing video, so let's take a look at that and then we'll be right back to talk about all the features. Alright, so that was our unboxing video. Let's take a look at all the features that this thing has to offer. Now, you'll notice I have the included tripod on the gimbal already. I'm going to take that off. This little base adds a little bit of length to the handle, and it also spreads out to give you a nice base to set your gimbal on if you want to film a stationary shot. We're not going to use that right now. This is the gimbal itself. I love how compact it is. Other gimbals are not folding, they're a lot more bulky. One of the big downsides of using a gimbal is that you have to pack it everywhere. It's more gear, and it really can dissuade the casual user from picking up a gimbal. This one, where it folds so compact, can easily fit in a bag. They say it's the Vlog Pocket. You gotta have pretty big pockets to fit this in, but it's still insanely compact and lightweight. Setting it up is super simple. You're gonna screw this lefty-loosey, right that. Fold it up like that, tighten it back down, and then you want to make sure that you unlock the 3 different axes of movement. So the big arm first to the left, and then this one right here, and then the last one right here. Now all 3 unlocked and they spin freely. You're going to want to make sure you do this. If you turn it on before you unlock the motors, you're going to hear them grinding. It's going to be trying to center itself, and definitely don't want any damage to your motor. So make sure that you unlock the 3 axes before you power up the device. Likewise, before you turn this on, you're going to want to make sure that you put your camera in and try and balance it as much as you can. Okay, so to make sure this is set up correctly, you're going to have your buttons facing towards you like so. You're going to have the arm off to the right side, and then the logo that says Vlog Pocket here. Oh, a little too dark. You're going to make sure that logo is facing upwards. Okay, just like that. We're going to stick our phone in. You're going to see my lovely wife on the screensaver probably. Here, let me face this towards me. There we go. Okay, and you're going to see it's not quite balanced right now. So we're just going to slide that over a little bit. A little bit closer, a little bit closer. Good enough, okay? Just so that it's not leaning too much to one side. See how it can kind of freely move? Now we got the phone nestled in the cradle there. I'm just gonna hold the power button, which is the top button, for a couple seconds. And we're balanced and away we go. Now you'll see wherever I move my hand, the camera will follow. If I move it this way or forward this way, the camera stays in one position, right? Awesome. Now this has a couple different modes. This mode right here is a pan mode. So if I move my hand left and right, you'll see that the camera follows. Now, if I click the mode button once, Now when I turn, the camera stays in the same spot no matter where my hand goes. So this would allow you to track one subject, right? Left and right. You can see the phone stays perfectly balanced. So cool, all right? I'm gonna switch it back to the pan mode. Boom, just like that. One button, easy to do. If you're on the pan mode, there's also a trigger right here on the front. So if I find a location, all right, I don't wanna pan for a second, I wanna just keep it steady, hold the trigger, move that way, and it stays in one location. Sweet, so you can bounce back and forth between the modes pretty easily. If you wanna switch to shooting a vertical video for social media or what have you, just click the power button twice, and it switches that quickly. We'll double click it twice and go back. Boom, just like that. I'm gonna put the tripod on this so we can set it down and talk about the app for a second. All right, the app that comes with this gimbal is pretty awesome. You can change things like the frame rate or which mode you're shooting in, standard or slow-mo, and it also has some really cool effects that you can utilize to make your shots more artistic. Inside of the app, you can also recenter the gimbal if for some reason it gets knocked off center, and you can adjust a few different parameters. Also, inside of the app, you can use the buttons to connect via Bluetooth to the gimbal and use the buttons on the gimbal itself to start and stop your video without having to touch the screen on your phone, right? Less movement, less jitter, less chance your shot is gonna be messed up, so that's really nice. Now, the app is not perfect, and my biggest gripe with the app is that when you take pictures through the app, they put a watermark on it, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get rid of the watermark. It might be there, but if that's something that you can't change, that's definitely something that needs to be upgraded. So how does this thing actually function? I shot some footage while my wife and I were at Epcot at Disney World last weekend. I'm gonna overlay that on top while I keep talking, but honestly, this thing functions super well. It centers itself in a matter of seconds. It powers up just the same. It's really easy to get your phone in there. The clip is very strong, so there's no chance that your phone is gonna be falling out. And the battery life is great. They say 8 hours of use out of the gimbal. I was at Epcot all day, no issues with the battery running out. I haven't even charged it since then, and I've been shooting this video and using it around the house, still running just fine. So battery life, I'm guessing is stated at least 8 hours, although I haven't even ran a full charge through it yet. That's how long it's lasted. I was shooting in 60 frames per second, 1080p. You can see how smooth the video is, how smooth the movements are, and when I wanted to take a stationary shot while I moved and the camera stayed in one place, there was no up or down jitters, and the motion was very fluid. I loved that. Speaking of going to Disney World to shoot this was a piece of cake to get into the park. You know, you can only have certain things inside of Disney World, and a big, huge industrial gimbal for DSLR might be a pain in the butt to get into the park. This, I can just put it in a bag, put it in my pocket, no problems getting through security, and no problems keeping this away when I was on a ride or when I needed to do things with my hands. Again, highlighting how portable and easy to use this gimbal is. Now, if there was one thing that I would want to improve, it would be some buttons for the zoom functionality on the gimbal itself. That way it could communicate with the app and you could zoom in and out without having to touch your device. Every time you touch your device, you kind of knock the gimbal off, or it moves and it's just kind of cumbersome. Having dedicated zooming in and out buttons on the gimbal would just be an awesome little upgrade. Now, granted, it's budget, it's cheap, I understand that. Am I asking for too much at $80 or $75 or whatever it's currently going for on Amazon? Maybe, but just things to think about in the future. I always like to think about things that I would want to improve. Build quality on it is fantastic. When I took it out of the box, I immediately was struck by how smooth all the lines are, how well finished it is. There's no rough edges, anything like that. It looks very modern, futuristic. It doesn't look like some knockoff no-name brand. It looks like it means business. People wouldn't think that you were an amateur if you showed up with this, which is something that's important. You know, a lot of people, they're getting into a hobby, they're new, they're like, are people judging me for what I'm using? So no stigma associated with this. It looks great and it functions just as great. Now, when you're finished shooting, you want to make sure that you power down the gimbal before you try and pull your phone out. Again, this will prevent you from messing up the motor. So if I hold the power button right now, 2 seconds, the phone will go limp. That's a weird thing to say. Pull it out. Boom. See, I told you those clips were tight. Boom. And you're good to go. Packing it back up, you want to lock all 3 axes. 1, 2, and 3. Right. Oh. And then loosen this arm, fold it down, tighten it up, close your tripod. Look how compact that is. And if we take this off, even more compact, baby. And that's a quick look at the Feiyu Vlog Pocket smartphone gimbal. If you need video for anything that you do, I was a mobile DJ, always needed content for my business. Every business needs good, high quality content nowadays. And having a gimbal, using the awesome camera you already have in your smartphone will really elevate the content that you're able to create. And if you're a budding filmmaker, you're just trying to get into it, you want to just use what you have, this is a great way to elevate the cinematic nature of your shots. So highly recommend it. No problems, no issues using it at all. So far, I can definitely say it's worth the pickup. If you want to grab one of these, there'll be a link down below. Buy through there, you'll support my channel. I'll really appreciate it, but I would love it even more if you'd like this video, comment, subscribe. I would love to see you on future videos. Let me know what you want to see reviewed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.